Man, that was a tough one to swallow. What's up, guys? It's the Game Bro coming back to you. We got another F1 review for you today. Baku happened this morning, just a little bit ago. Really frustrating as a Ferrari fan. Kind of reminds me of the old Renault Turbo era where, pole position really didn't mean anything because, they weren't going to make it or they just didn't have the pace in the race. But either way, another 1-2 by Red Bull. Win by Verstappen pretty comfortably. Maximum points for those guys. Double DNF for Ferrari. Let's get into my view of the race. It wasn't the most exciting race. It wasn't one of what you expect from Baku. He didn't really have the chance to be with the DNFs by the two Ferrari guys, but I'm kind of curious as to how it would have shaken out if Leclerc's engine held together. What would they have done the rest of the race? You would have seen Max come at Charles. In the opening stints, he couldn't get around Charles. Charles messed up the start a little bit. Sergio got a great start, took the lead. Killed his tires in the first couple laps. You saw him have issues, and he had a great weekend, Sergio, up until the race, and then Max's pace kind of improved. So, business as usual for Red Bull. But either way, just this year is going to, what is this turning into in the way of reliability with all these teams? Every team is facing some form of reliability issue. Red Bull's DRS problems and, their early season troubles with the fuel and whatnot. Now Ferrari's engine reliability. I think they just have it cranked up maybe too much at the moment, trying to keep pace with Red Bull. They made up a couple kilometers an hour on the straightaway here this weekend, They weren't the sitting ducks that we've seen in the last couple races there. So they're doing something. They're able to defend a little bit better now. And when you think about it, the last couple races, it's not like Red Bull have just murdered them or anything like that. Leclerc had the Spanish Grand Prix pretty in hand until his exit. Monaco, they had them for pace there as expected. And here, you're not really sure. They look pretty good at a track you'd expect them to struggle on the straights at. So I don't know where we go in the next couple races. We only have a week to Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix, and a very similar characteristic of a racetrack, what they're going to deal with there. So, is Ferrari going to come sit on pole and then something happen in the race? Not sure. Other issues, Hamilton, seeing him get out of the car, man, he took a beating. His age, I guess, is really... This is where you see the age of F1 drivers maybe mean something here, because he looked rough coming out of the car. Their porpoising was just atrocious. But I have to say, driver of the day was well deserved for him. He made some overtakes. You got to see him put on a show a little bit when the race was kind of stale. Watching Lewis make some moves was pretty entertaining. Also goes saying the Alpine. Did you see the rear wing on that car? Oh, man, was it small. Guys were... Vettel was really struggling to get around them, especially that one where he overbraked himself into the corner and then made the move in the same corner much later. But either way, the Alpine front rear wing was so tiny. That was just something. Either way, this race, and the championship so far, I think you can't really put Ferrari in it for the title now. It's kind of just, can they sort the reliability issues out? Do we even take them serious as a championship contender just because, you don't expect the car to last the whole race? There's a squirrel walking by my window right now. That's distracting. But either way, I wish the race would have started a tiny bit later. I didn't like it starting that early this morning. That wasn't cool to have to wake up this early on a Sunday when I'm off. But we got Canada coming up next week, so typical American start time, probably 3:30 in the afternoon, which is a great day interrupter. Where does it go from here? Does Checo keep pace with Max next week? Now that we're off the street circuits, even though you could kind of make an argument that's somewhat of a street circuit there. But that's been my opinion on the Baku Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It was a great qualifying session to watch, if you're a fan. But the self-imploding, for Ferrari, that's the worst thing about this weekend. Double DNF from Sainz, didn't get to really keep pace with the top three. Hydraulic failure, engine failures, customer engines. Magnussen retiring in a very similar way. One of the, Guan Yu Zhou or Bottas having issues. Engine penalties for Ferrari-powered cars coming up. not good. Hopefully they can sort the reliability out there. McLaren's team orders, and they didn't. I know they finished both in the points, but not really impressive. They didn't look like they could do much this weekend, and probably gonna be a struggle for them next week too. For the rest of the year, I mean, you have to consider Max just a favorite to run away with it. That's what it's going to be for the rest of the year. I think they're content to just give up qualifying, knowing that they have the race pace to comfortably win and settle it amongst themselves. Sergio will probably get a couple more wins this year. It'd be cool to see for him. And but I think we can all hope that Ferrari sort the reliability out. Mercedes, I'm sure, like I keep saying it, they're hanging around making the best of the shit sandwich they've been dealt right now. They're getting third and fourth when they should be fifth, sixth, seventh. They're hanging around in the standings. What happens if Red Bull has a couple DNFs for reliability and Mercedes hang around and then come the end of the year are able to fight for wins? They're going to be right there in the championship battle. They're already, I think, second in constructors. Russell moving up, getting close to Charles now. So could be an interesting end of the year. It could be totally turned on top of itself in a couple races time. We could see Ferrari just immediately make it back. Red Bull struggle. Mercedes explode all of a sudden. Who knows? Like, between those top three teams, I think we're going to see some up and downs for the rest of the year. So, I'm very disappointed. I'm sorry. That sucked. But we'll talk about it next week. I'm on vacation, but I'll try and get the review out as usual after the race. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. I've been the Game Bro. Have a great week, everybody. Good night.